Hello everybody, welcome back to my fourth session of the first chapter, Entrepreneurship, in the subject Entrepreneurship Development. Myself, Professor Jyothi.C.HIREMATH, Assistant Professor in Commerce, Government First Grade College, KUNDGOL. So today, in this session, we will be seeing the factors influencing the entrepreneurship. So in the last session, we saw the importance and relevance of entrepreneur. So in this session, the objectives are to study the influencing factor on entrepreneurship. And the outcome of this session is that the students will come to know the influential factors of entrepreneurship. Then today we'll see what are the factors influencing the entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs are visionary, creative, confident, opportunity seeker, relation builder, and risk taker individuals who decided to ditch the 9-to-5 lifestyle to set up their own businesses, taking on financial risks in the hope for profit. But what is the making of such individuals? What factors play behind the scenes to produce them? Entrepreneurship, in fact, is a complex phenomenon influenced by the interplay of many distinct factors. So today, in this session, we'll see what are the factors which influence the entrepreneurship. So among them, the first factor is the economic factors. So what is the economic factor? The economic environment exercises the most direct and immediate influence on entrepreneurship. This is likely because people become entrepreneurs due to the necessity when there are no jobs. In countries where the economy is poorer or where unemployment rates are high, citizens turn to starting their own small business where they see opportunity. Trill by Rajna of Approved Index said economic factors impacting entrepreneurship include, first one is capital. So which is one of the most important factors, yet one of the biggest barriers when launching a new business. Entrepreneurs require capital to start risky ventures and also require instant capital to scale up the business quickly if the idea is found to be successful. There are, however, numerous ways to fund a new venture, including bank loans, crowdfunding, and bootstrapping. The next factor is labor. The availability of labor impacts entrepreneurship. Nevertheless, the quality rather than quantity of labor influences the emergence of growth of entrepreneurship. Then next comes the raw materials. The necessity of raw materials consisting of natural resources hardly needs any emphasis for establishing any industrial activity and the emergence of entrepreneurship. The absence of raw materials adversely affects the entrepreneurial development. Then under psychological factors, then the next factor which influences the entrepreneurship is the psychological factors. They say entrepreneurship is not for the faint of heart, but then for whom is it? What does it take for an individual to become an entrepreneur? While there isn't a single ideal entrepreneurial personality, one thing remains constant. An entrepreneurial spirit, this type of spirit entails many traits and characters that make 400 million entrepreneurs out of 7 billion people worldwide. First one is passion. Starting up a new business is not an easy task to pull off, and a consistent and constant commitment to the idea and the long hours it will require to turn it to a success is essential. Passion is the fuel of this commitment that motivates entrepreneurs to rise early in the morning and put their blood, sweat, and tears into their business. Then, need for achievement. Under the psychological factors, next comes the need for achievement. Entrepreneurs are self-starters with a need to achieve. This achievement motivation isn't necessarily driven by the incentives of financial gain only, but also by the satisfaction gain. To add, entrepreneurs' motivation extends to reach their employees and partners to keep them on the same page and drive them to achieve as well. Then the third one is resilience. It comes with the package of the entrepreneurial spirit to help entrepreneurs stay determined in the face of any defeat they might encounter throughout the process. Failure is then a mere lesson to learn from and continue instead of giving up. Then next comes the social factors. So they go a long way in boosting entrepreneurship. In fact, it was the highly helpful society that made the Industrial Revolution a glorious success in Europe. Such factors strongly affect the entrepreneurial behavior, which contributes to entrepreneurial growth. The main components of the social environment include, first one is family background. Family background, including the size, type, and economic status, can influence the entrepreneurs, and therefore entrepreneurship nonetheless, the entrepreneurial spirit does not necessarily run the family. According to some sources, 52% of all entrepreneurs were the first to launch a business in their family. Then second one, furthermore, less than 1% of all entrepreneurs come from extremely rich or extremely poor families. Then next, education. Studies says that 95% of all entrepreneurs hold a bachelor degree, 47% have advanced in their education and acquired masters, PhD, or the like. This is a well enough indicator of the importance of education to the development of entrepreneurship. Then next comes the social networks. Interacting with the surrounding society and forming a reliable network is essential. Social networks facilitate access to information and influence the quality, quantity, and speed of information reception, thus help identify opportunities. Then is training is necessary for entrepreneurship. So now we'll see the importance of training and entrepreneurship development. Although entrepreneurship education is very important, it's been found that training is more effective in creating entrepreneurial skills. Studies found a strong relationship between entrepreneurship, training, and business creation. On the long and short-term horizons, pursued entrepreneurial ability and entrepreneurial mindset and thinking. The world is greatly indebted to the entrepreneurs whose ideas and ventures have changed the way we live and work to the better, creating jobs, growth, and the conditions for a flourishing society. Entrepreneurs are therefore a national asset to be refined, motivated, and remunerated to the greatest possible extent through learning the exact influences that impact their development and thus supporting them. The summary of this session was, today in this session we saw what are the factors which influence the entrepreneurship. So these are the references which I referred for the fourth session. Thank you.